Alright, so the Eternity page on the Mabinogi Korea website has been updated. So there's a lot of new posts, and we're going to look at this one first. So, Aaron long-term repair plan. So today I would like to explain the various processes for importing Mabinogi's 3D resources into Unreal Engine. In general, commercial engines, resources created with 3D tools are imported through a format called FBX. The Pleon engine uses its own extension called PMG. Therefore, in order to import already created 3D resources into Unreal Engine, a tool to convert the extension was needed. Thanks to quick development of the tools, porting each region went very smoothly. So it looks like they've already ported like all these regions into the game, but they still have to go over them, edit them, and make them look good. Like add all the movement permissions and stuff. So we were able to quickly port all areas in Erin to Unreal Engine. Of course, it would be nice if it ended here, but it would be difficult to say that the porting was complete simply by importing it. So yeah, they have to like add all the movement permissions and stuff. And here you can see them importing like resources from the logging camp in this picture. This is like Dar Golan. Since detailed materials were not expressed in Pleon, it was also necessary to set each material anew to suit the Unreal environment. So like this is the road in Dumbarton. And I think this is what it looks like with the Unreal thing. That looks really good if that's an Unreal Engine. Things that were made so long ago that their form itself needs to be renewed may need to be replaced by making something completely new. I imagine they'll have to do a lot of that for like the insides of buildings and stuff, especially since like the insides of a lot of buildings are like 2D and look really crappy when you actually move the camera angle around in there. But here we can actually finally get like a good view of Dumbarton. So you can see how they changed like the entrance to Dumbarton here, and this looks really good. And also you can see like this board here, but it doesn't have like anything on it where there'd usually be images. So it mostly looks like they're done with Dumbarton. Only after going through this process can you complete the background resources that fit the engine environment. Fortunately, all regions were quickly imported using the porting tool. It was pointless to transplant the costumes and hair in their basic form. The framework and wires themselves are lacking to provide natural movement. This is because the skin of the hands and feet also had to be replaced. Because there were many parts that were difficult to meet Eternity's standards, it was in a state where it could only be brought in after some processing had been completed from the beginning. First, rather than taking the basic form as is, we proceed with modeling work to process it to meet Eternity's standards. In particular, we add more wires so that not only the hands and skin, but also the clothes and hair can move naturally. Once the modeling is completed, a framework for natural movement is planted. If you make various settings so that the skeleton can move well. Okay, here's a video. Let's see that. Yeah, that looks really good. Of course, things with simple porting processes can be ported efficiently using automation tools. So here's like some weapons. As the final resource production is completed after going through such a variety of processes, the efficiency of the overall process is very important, as there is a lot of work to be done. We are building a solid foundation so that we can build on it without collapsing. So we saw this in the Korean fantasy party. They're like changing outfits and showing how like the hair and the outfits move. So this looks really good. I like the way this turned out, and it kind of shows us that like Dumbarton is in progress right now, and it's getting a lot better. You can kind of see like here how the shingles don't look very good right here, but they look really good like in this image on the right. Like, look how much more detail they have now. The flow of time. So this is going to explain how time is going to flow in the Unreal Engine update. And this is a very long post, so I'm not going to read all of this information. I'm just going to read like some of the important parts, and we'll look at the pictures in the videos. If you think about the flow of time changes during the day, morning sunlight, noon, sunset, and moonlight in the night sky. The movement of light and the changing shadows are probably the first things that come to mind. As time passes, the position of light moves and the shape of shadows changes. So you can see that in this moving picture here, but for some reason the page is kind of loading this image slow, so I just opened it in a new tab, and you can see it right here. So like as time passes, the shadows are like moving and changing. So light movement and shadow movement changes. And here on the left we have the Turconail Bank in Pleon Engine, and on the right we have it in Unreal. So you can see how like the shadows are moving and changing shape, and how like the lighting is changing, and you can see like the clouds moving in the sky there. Yeah, these videos don't want to load on this page for some reason. Hopefully anyone else that looks at this will have better luck than I'm having. But it seems to be working better if I just open these videos in a new tab. And here we can see like the shadows of like the lights and the windmill and the building like moving as time passes. And here you can see how like the sky is changing over the windmill. So this is like the day going by. And this art looks really good. And again, this isn't final. It says not final right here and right here. So this is really cool. You can see, like, you can see time passing in the game. You can see the clouds moving. So this is what it's gonna look like in Turconail when the Unreal update comes out. And that looks really amazing. And here we can see like the shadows move, like the shadows of the fence here. So we can see that the shadows are starting to become more visible and show. And then they're slowly moving as time passes, like the sun is moving, the shadows are moving the opposite direction. And then this will show us rain. So they also showed this during the fantasy party in Korea. So you can see the rain, and you can see how the wood is darker because it's wet. And you can see the raindrops like soaking into the wood. That looks really good. And you can see like how the roof looks a little bit darker, like here. Because it's like wet, and so is the stone to the building. So the rain effect looks really cool too. So yeah, this is gonna be how like time will pass differently. This is all about like how time will pass differently in Unreal 5, and how like weather effects like rain will look. So this is a pretty long post, and maybe that's why some of these things are having some trouble loading. But I would recommend taking a look at it. When you think of Mabinogi, isn't it about dying? So this is all about the new dying system that they're working on. So let's start right down here. We'll watch this video real quick. And you can see like all the outfits and the, you know, like the wig, the boots. And you can like see their colors. And so far I like this new dyeing window. I think this looks really good. This is a screen in development. The UI configuration, operation, design, and details may change when Eternity is updated. The basic menu UI is a temporary version at the time of dying system development. Please look forward to the UI section in the next season's post. So I'm assuming the next season's post will probably be in December, because that's when they posted information last December too. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading their UI changes. So enter dyeing mode. When you dye your hair and don't get the color you want, using the dye ample, select the target from the list and dye it to the desired color. I'm sure you've had the experience of repeating the same process multiple times. At this time, you have to look at the same window several times and repeat the same actions over and over again. I was thinking, wouldn't it be convenient if I could just go straight to the dyeing process? Since we're already at it, we're improving it so that we can go straight into the unique mode where we can dye our hair. Wouldn't it be even better if, while dyeing one item, you could select another item and start dyeing it right away? Yeah, that would be pretty convenient. The list of dyeable items on the left includes not only equipment you are wearing, but also you can select all the dyeable items you have in your inventory. For example, you can sort by selecting only wig items or only shoe items. We are working on further improvements to provide a variety of filtering features. Everyone thought hard about the new clothes and dyed them with care in each dyeing pot. There must have been a moment where you felt something was a little lacking. Once you enter dyeing mode, you don't have to close and reopen the dyeing screen multiple times. Yeah, that would be really nice to not have to do that all the time. Divided the desired color into parts and pour the color in advance. We took great care to ensure that you could see what color combinations would look like. However, just like before, with one dyeing operation, I'm thinking of a direction where one item can only be dyed in one part. It's not that I haven't considered dyeing multiple items or multiple parts at once, but in that case, what is the item consumed and what is the color before and after dyeing? Because it was anticipated that the guidance on how it had changed would become too complicated. So, dyeing result information window. While we're on the subject, I also tried to make the results of the dyeing window look better. So you can see like the old dyeing window that we have right here after dyeing something on the left, and on the right you can see the new one. So yeah, that looks a lot better. I believe I'm not the only one who has always been bothered by the global line breaks in the results window. This is an issue with the results window that is used not only for dyeing but also many other systems. Improvements to this part will be detailed in the next post. First, I thought about how to improve readability in the dyeing results window. Which item part changed from its original color to what color before and after dyeing. I've improved it to show it more clearly with the color code value. At first, of course, only RGB code was shown. Some newcomers to the Eternity project have expressed the opinion that hex code is easier to understand. When I compared it to my previous experience with Mabinogi, I thought that RGB alone would be sufficient. For new militians who are new to Mabinogi after the Eternity update, I thought that the hex code would be easier to recognize and memorize. So, dye color palette. So here's what that looks like right here. First of all, the colors that were unique to Mabinogi that I originally used were distorted. There was some concern about whether the messy, tangled appearance of the palette should be maintained. Like other games, you could have just chosen to present all colors in the form of a smooth, natural color wheel. Our color palette did not include all colors. Some were hesitant to take that path for various reasons, as it was only available in limited quantities in the area. So, by utilizing the 40,000 colors provided in the existing palette, I just wanted a version where those colors were arranged a little better and more naturally. And you can see like some pictures of that right here. There is a huge difference between the way humans perceive color to be natural and the way computers understand color ordering. There was a gap between the Torii Canyon and the Sanctuary of Avalon that was so difficult to bridge. No matter what method I used, I couldn't automatically list a pretty color spectrum. Eventually, at some point, someone had to manually tweak the results. I considered splitting the palette into 2 parts, but I wanted to avoid adding extra depth when dyeing. Looking at the dye palette, I kept wondering throughout the development period, where on earth did the satisfaction I felt when dyeing my hair come from? A. Select one or more colors from the color palette. This is the so-called physical area. B. Repeat until the desired color is dyed by breaking the 1 out of 5 probability realm of fighting the odds. Here's the area of A. It was very difficult to choose the desired color from the confusing color palette. In the area of B, there is still means to successfully dye directly through dyeing, but requires a separate cost. So yeah, this is the first post on the Korean Eternity site about the new dyeing system that they are working on. And there's also a part 2, so we'll go over that as well. So when you think about Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing part 2? In the second installment of Dye, new additions are made in Eternity. I would like to introduce in more detail the parts that have been improved and supplemented from the existing ones. So material palette. Oh, that's really cool. So you can see like how the palette is changing like with each tab that they click on. Mabinogi had a variety of color palettes including cloth, metal, leather, and silk. Depending on the item, there is a setting that says this part of the costume uses a metal palette. There were often situations where we had no choice but to dye some items with limited colors. In Mabinogi, the charm of dyeing your hair with a variety of colors is revealed. We judged that there would be little need to maintain restrictions in this area. We improved the dyeability of all dyeable items so that you can now choose one palette among the cloth, metal, leather, and silk palettes to dye. There are cases where multiple color tables are matched to the same palette. For example, even if it is the same metal palette, there are several types. Click on the desired material palette to see the materials that belong to that palette. I've included one of every existing palette to alternate between. So palette enlargement, this is pretty cool. So you can see how this is the palette zoomed out, like right here. Right here the palette zoomed out, and then like it zooms in. So it's easier to select the colors that you want when you're like zoomed into it. And here's another improvement to the dye palette. In the past, there were many times when it was difficult and uncomfortable to select colors at pixel by pixel levels. Hold down the control key while hovering over the palette with your cursor, and it enlarges so you can see it better. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's go and watch this real quick. Okay, so they're showing off like all the different dye tabs and the colors. Yeah, nice. Added various conveniences. Every Militian has his or her own color preference. Since the color of choice, once decided, does not change easily, the colors that are frequently used when dyeing are decided upon. To reduce the hassle of having to choose these frequently used colors from the palette every time you dye a new piece of clothing, we've added a new feature to make it easier to automatically select a color by registering it as a favorite once you've chosen it. That's nice. Additionally, dyeing is sometimes used to apply special colors that do not exist in the color palette. When you enter dyeing mode, you can check the dyes you currently have in your inventory and apply them right away. Additionally, when listing the stains, the colors are arranged in order from dark to light. For those who are new to dyeing in Mabinogi, the two most confusing points are, first, you have to choose the color yourself from a somewhat confusing looking dye palette. Second, there is a process in which 5 candidate colors are selected, one of which is randomly selected and dyed. Choosing a color is not easy, and I was very concerned about the current situation where the color I chose with great effort was not confirmed to be dyed. Like other games, it has a natural color wheel. We also considered providing all colors and a process for easily picking and dyeing the colors. However, when reflecting on it, many people said that it was not a dye that was truly Mabinogi-like. As difficult as it is to dye an item, I decided that there is definitely joy in developing my own individuality with more affection. Instead, you can use a regular dye and choose one color of your choice. We decided to provide an additional method to ensure definitive dyeing. Select a color other than the desired color among the 5 colors selected. I tried adding the ability to exclude from the result color and set this process to require a different resource. We are considering the optimal solution to prevent items with the same function, such as existing direct dyeing ampoules, from losing their jobs. Other things to consider. In addition to the general functions I have mentioned so far, we are developing to reflect the following additional elements. Dyeing zone. Setting the light source, such as natural light outside and inside at different times of day. A dedicated dyeing space where you can preset environmental elements such as black, all white backgrounds, chroma key backgrounds, etc. Mannequins of different genders and races. Ability to dye items of different races and genders while freely checking the results using preset mannequin elements. I want to gift an item to a friend in a color that matches their preference, but it was so hard because I couldn't try it on every time I dyed it. Now I'm in the process of setting up an environment where I can dye it by putting it on a mannequin instead. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea if you could like use a mannequin item to put clothing items on and like try dyeing it using that method instead. Like if you're trying to dye something for a friend but you're not the right gender or the right race to wear the outfit. Alright, let's get started on some Mabinogi today. So I want to use up Yeah, these will all expire if I don't use them today, so I want to use up the rest of my warding candy today, or at least 2 out of 3 of them. So we're going to be doing a lot of commerce today. And what about... enemy behind, and what's this one? Battle for Tailton 2. I do like Battle for Tailton 2. That's like my favorite Tailton Shadow mission. Okay, yeah, that works for me. For starters, we'll do Battle for Tailton 2, and then we'll do Enemy Behind after that, probably. Maybe. Enemy Behind doesn't take too long. Wait, this is Tara. Sure, I guess I could do this one first. If I'm gonna do Enemy Behind, I want my Shuriken. And let's try and get some Shadow Mission passes. Receive random items. Perfect. Now I can do it on Elite. $97. Let's feed her 6 this time. 98. Maybe it will take all of them. 99%. Okay, well, we'll definitely level up that today. Ninja stuff is on 7. Ninja is pretty handy for enemy behind, specifically because of Shadow Bind. Elite. And we'll use one of those passes. All right. Go this way, I guess. So this is where Shadowbind is pretty handy. There's 2. Four. Need 2 more. Okay, no enemies in this little strip here. Two more. And now for the boss. So I think they're right over here, right? Okay, freeze. And done. And we have the last Pan's attendance rewards now. Gem powder, spirit gems, and reforged tools. And level 69. Okay, let's raise the bond by 30. There. Vergasa Virgo, thanks for the raid. And next we'll do Battle for Tailton 2. So I'm gonna use magic for that. I like Battle for Tailton too. I think it's probably like my favorite shadow mission out of like all of them. So we'll use that. Rebirth pots expire in 2 weeks. And then the homestead portrait, can look at that later. And yeah, I used my shadow crystal. Okay, so we're all set. So Battle for Tailton 2 on Elite. See if I can still dodge all the ice mines. I don't use any support puppets or anything like that to like figure out where the ice mines are. I've memorized where almost all the ice mines are in this one. I might get stuck at one at the gate here. Yeah. So there's this enemy group and then one more. Let's use time shift because I'm gonna use a meteor on the boss and a meteor. Might as well use the other one right here. Crap. I should have avoided that ice mine. It has been a long time since I've done this mission. But still enough time to use meteor. Spirit gems, reforged tools, and I'll switch the knuckles to slot 2. Do those have enough durability? Yeah. And then the scythe. I'll do the veteran dungeon next. So what's the veteran dungeon today? Unless it's Pika dungeon, I'm not doing it if it's gonna be Pika. It's the only time I really skip it. Math. Yeah, math is fine. And I'll go pick up my normal daily dungeon one too. Hey, an extra personal shop. That shop is always there on Channel 4, but this one isn't always here. Oh yeah, this was from, like, the last anniversary event, I think, or maybe the one before that. Okay, so today's dungeon is CR dungeon for the normal one. I'll probably run that on advanced. And then we'll head to math dungeon.
모험가 조합은 이쪽이에요.
I'm so used to just being able to type in the party name right when you pull up the party window, because that's how it was before they like redid the interface, I think. But math vet. And, where'd that pass go off to? Oh, and I'll move my keys down a little bit. There. For veteran dungeons, I usually alternate between Battle Astrologer and like magic. I feel like that makes a pretty good combination. Yeah, Shadow Flare and a lot of the Dark Diviner skills are pretty good. Wait, that's a... yeah, it's a real chest. And then... I'll switch to magic and see... On this character, no, I don't have a staff. Dark Diviner would be a little bit stronger if I was using a staff on this character. This is currently the main character that I'm using on this account, but I am going to be switching to a giant soon, so I think that's a big reason why I haven't like bothered getting a staff, because I only plan on being on this character for maybe another month or two. Move that aggro. And yeah, the Blast Lancer is part of the reason why I am switching to Giant. I was planning on like switching to a Giant character anyway, like even before I found out about Blast Lancer, but that is another big reason to do it for that Arcana. I haven't finished all the generation quests, like, on my non-streaming character, my character that's, like, way older than this, that one is, like, most of the way through, like, Gen 25. Yeah, gearing up can be expensive, but I don't really run like a lot of like super endgame content. Like I do veteran dungeons and stuff, but I don't usually run like the any of the endgame dungeons. And I've never really put a lot of priority into gear. Oh, there's the boss key. Yeah, Elf won't be able to use Blast Lancer, but they will be able to use the Sacred Guardian one. And yeah, that's also true about the Elf ears are pretty hard to hide. Like, I use these cozy earmuffs, I think that's what they're called. Yeah, cozy earmuffs to hide my elf ears, and they mostly do the job. Sacred Guardian is the other Arcana that's coming out alongside Blast Lancer. In fact, I'm pretty sure Sacred Guardian will come out first before Blast Lancer, and then like that one will come out next, because that's how they did it in Korea. And that one uses a sword and shield. So it's basically a tank Arcana, like meant to draw in the enemy's attacks and stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how good like Elf will be for that one. I'm not sure what like stats matter the most for that Arcana. But it might be pretty good for Giants, because like Giants can, I think Giants can like wield a lance and a shield, can't they? And they can wield a lot of two-handed swords with one hand. So it's looking like the two Arcana will like mostly be for like Giants. They might be. I may have read something about that. I know they're going to be nerfing Battle Astrologer at some point, because they were complaining about that in the Korean forums. And they're gonna make some much-needed improvements to Elemental Knight. I heard those are really good. Okay, now it's time for the boss. So I'm I'm gonna get him with Meteor. Yeah, 3 Hellhounds. The only thing I'm mainly going to miss having when I stop playing on an elf is Hide. Like, that's really useful. But I do miss having, like, Final Hit, and, like, Giants also have that, like, skill that's similar to Final Hit. I wonder if I can get those two from this. Not quite that distance. Gotta be a little bit closer. There. I don't know if the life skill differences really matter that much anymore. But yeah, they are still very fast, and elves also have, like, really high MP stats from the beginning. I would say the biggest thing to consider about when picking a race is, like, think about if you want to do Blast Lancer or if you want to do, like, Alchemic Stinger. Because, like, Giants can't do Alchemic Sharpshooter, and, like, Elves won't be able to do the Blast Lancer thing. But other than that, I don't think there's too big of a difference between the like the 3 races anymore. No, I don't think that the speed boost affects, like, commerce. I think, like, when you do commerce, like, no matter what race you play as, your movement speed is, like, the same for all 3. But you can use the March song for commerce, and I also really like the Pan's Attendance event, or the formerly known as the Irusan's Attendance event, for these daily speed potions, because you can use those for commerce. The double arrow effect. Oh. Crap. Am I trying to attract one of their attention at a time? That one should be... Oh wait, no, still a little bit of health left. There we go. Now he's down. Yeah, I actually haven't, like, unlocked Alchemic Singer yet. I'm not using a spirit weapon right now, like my knuckles and my scythe are not spirit weapons. My best spirit weapon would definitely be my bow. I do use a spirit weapon for like archery. Go here, and then we'll use Meteor once, twice, and then 3 times. I think I'll target that one with it. My bow is the Masterpiece bow, a Foamer weapon. So I have this spirit weapon with like Irie maxed out. Plus the ultimate skill is pretty good too, because that gives you basically unlimited arrows, so I use these piercing forest arrows. And with that ultimate from the bow, like I don't consume any of them. Who has more health? That one does, so we'll target the weaker one. Oops. Pull those two together there. Okay, one left. And done. Reforged tools, spirit gems, moldering thread, and a sapphire. Okay, so I'm going to use dual guns for the next dungeon, the normal daily dungeon. And before I do that, I have to craft more mana bullets. I'm almost out. The dual gun ultimate for the spirit weapon is pretty good too, because it automatically reloads ammo. Wait, I think I need to be barehanded to craft. So I better take the guns off for a second. Okay, that should be good enough on the mana bullets. Oh wait, today's daily dungeon was CR. That's right. Let me double check. Yeah, CR. Let's use this on tailoring, I think. A training seal. I don't really care about training something like tailoring, so I'll just use AP. Alright, CR advanced. And now for the boss. And done. Okay, there's that hat thing. And then put these over here. I'm gonna kind of do a rebirth. 28 minutes. So yeah, no point in using a rebirth potion now. We'll just wait until I can do one today. And then these three can go up here for the time being. Alright, really quick, let's check and see if there are any new Mabinogi news posts, and then after that we will do commerce for the rest of the stream. I do check the Korean news, but I don't think there are any new posts on there today. Nothing new here. I was kind of expecting to at least see a maintenance announcement, but... But yeah, next week they're gonna do that live stream. That's gonna be on June 3rd. Yeah, June 3rd, to preview all the guild stuff that's gonna be going on. Yeah, nothing really going on in Korea right now. This is the announcement for the fantasy party that'll be on June 21st. I'm gonna watch the live stream of that, because they'll talk about like all their big plans, including their progress with Project Eternity. And then... this one was like some sort of event they have going on in Idia. Some sort of survival event. It's pretty cool looking. And then they also have like this thing, which is... what is this again? Some sort of attendance event. No, I can't read Korean at all, actually. Like, I just use Google Translate to translate all of this, or like, put the images through Google Translate as well, to be able to read all this. But yeah, I have some videos on my YouTube channel that go over the Idia event and the announcement they made about their fantasy party in June, so... So yeah, their fantasy party will be on June 21st, and then after that, like a few days later, they'll update this section. I'm looking forward to that, because I can make videos on the posts. I do have videos about Blast Lancer and Sacred Guardian, but I don't know if there's gonna be any new Arcanas announced for Korea. Like, I don't know if they'll talk about that at the upcoming fantasy party or not. I also have a video out about the changes to like the guild, to like guilds, the guild update. Because I covered that video when it like happened in Korea. So yeah, those are the big things to look forward to. The guild update, and then Korea doing their fantasy party. All the cool stuff happens in June. Let's see if they have any coracle rubber. And I always use magic skills for commerce. Not that I'm going to be fighting much, because I'm going to use up my warding candy today. Oh good, they do have some coracle rubber, so I'll take that to Quilla for 494. I have done airship rounds a few times. There's like one group that invites me to do airship runs with them sometimes. For the rest of the time, I mostly just do normal average commerce. I don't know, like for buying an airship, I haven't actually ever bought one. Like if you like join a random group, you don't have to like buy an airship unless unless you're the one that's like driving it. But yeah, they are pretty pricey. Very relaxing though, don't really have to do much. Like I switch between archery and dual guns. I use dual guns when like a dragon shows up. So it's pretty easy if you have like the right group for it. And part of the reason why I get asked to like do those runs is because I'm an elf. Like Mirage Missile is very, very helpful for that kind of thing. Because like Mirage Missile can like hit enemies that are out of range and like still take them down. Are both of the bridges down? Wow, they were both down yesterday too. Not a lot of people doing commerce in this area. At least not this week. I'll go ahead and discover the other bridge too. Yeah, ancient support puppets are always worth like a lot of gold. Because those ones don't have like a time limit. Made 49k gold off that. That's not too bad. Let's go to Hilton, see if they have any of those alchemy crystals. I usually try and collect like cat-shaped support puppets. Not on this character, but like on my non-streaming character, I have like 3 different support puppets that are all like cat-themed. So these sell for the most at Bangor here. Yeah, that's what I thought, so I'll take those there. As far as I know, I don't think any of them are ancient ones. I usually don't really even try and collect like the ancient ones because the time they can be active for like 2 hours or whatever is usually enough for me. I also have a bad habit of forgetting to even equip my support puppets sometimes because, like, back in the old days, the support puppets used to be a lot, like, more rare, harder to get, and now they even give you a starting support puppet, that star one, just for doing that, They got that one system for that now. From that, journal guide thing, whatever it is. Yeah, the growth guide. But, like, before that, support puppets used to be kind of rare and cost, like, a lot of gold, so, like, I have a bad habit of, like, not equipping them at all. Yeah, there are a few shadow missions where it's handy for, like, finding the orbs and stuff. And for swatting ice mines, too. Like, Battle for Tilton 2 has a lot of ice mines in it, and I never use a support puppet for that because I've memorized where about 80 to 90% of the ice mines are. So I don't even really need a support puppet to, like, dodge them. I'll also use a support puppet when I'm hunting for transformations. Like if there's like a transformation, like a monster transformation in a dungeon, support puppets tell you which orb to hit to open the door. So like I'll purposely equip a support puppet and like hit all the orbs that summon monsters instead, because then there's like a higher chance that I'll get more of the monsters I need for the transformation. Yeah, they can be useful depending on, like, the situation. Some of them generate those different types of, like, magic shields, too. I'm not sure how useful that is. Sell this stuff here. So 33k gold. What are they selling lead for? No, they don't have a lot of lead. Let's go to Tur, see if they have any of those lovely potions. So I should take these to Tara. Oh yeah, and today's Wednesday, so gold mushrooms will appear today. If anyone needs to get those. Is that like a piece of gear? If you're trying to gear up, you might want to like ask around in the Mabby Discord, see what's valuable, what's worth getting. Yeah, some things in the auction house are pretty expensive. Go ahead and sell this here for 101. And then... where should I go next? How much time do I have left on that speed potion thing? 7 minutes. Let's go back to Tailton and see what they have here. No. What about Dumbarton?
다음 분 접수하세요.
No, they don't really have anything there. I'll see if they have any of those skills at Cobb. $88 in Bangor. Okay, we'll take those there. I should actually use March Song a little bit more often. But I can't use a commerce partner with the alpaca mount. That's the one downside to the alpaca mount. I do use the partner though when I use my camel mount. The camel is better for moving like heavy stuff. Okay, we'll sell this here for 88. Yeah, they still don't have a lot of lead. Maybe I'll trade some of that whole barbecue bear from E-Main. My speed potion doesn't have long left, so if I get that here, then the speed potion should wear off by about the time I get to the boat. Yeah, the William partner and the music partner are not on sale full-time, which was a little bit of a letdown. $593 in core. Okay, we'll go to Port Cobb, then to Quilla, and then to core with that. Yeah, partners are tradable. I don't know if the music partner and the William partner will be, like, tradable in the same way, but I assume whenever they go on sale, they'll have, like, cards like that. But basically, like, you have... I think you get, like, a card item that goes in your inventory that you can use to, like, create your partner. And, like, those cards are tradable. After you create them, I don't think you can, like, trade them. Isn't there, like, a category for it now? Like, partners? Misc. Adoption medals. I'm not sure where they'd be in the auction house, but... if I search partner, I've never actually looked around. Yeah, here they are. So, like, partner cards. I mean, that's still, like, cheaper than some pets. I think the Purling pets are worth more than 35 mil. But yeah, hopefully the William partner will be tradable for gold. Like, that one's better than the normal commerce partner. I think the normal commerce partner increases your commerce inventory by 1 and lets you hold up to 100 extra weight, and then the William one gives you up to 200 extra weight. So it's a little bit better. They do give you a speed boost, but not during commerce. Like, the speed boost is when you're out of commerce. Like, the William partner will just, like, boost your speed when you're out of commerce, and then, like, the commerce partner just, you know, rides on your back, takes a piggyback ride. Oh, good. Got on the ship at a really good time. Don't have to wait very long at all. Also, you can get VIP service through the auction house now, too. That's been a thing for a while. Ever since the most recent VIP update, players can sell that for gold. The best time to buy VIP is actually like in November. Like, VIP always sells for half off in the cash shop when they do their Black Friday sales. So usually I just buy a year's worth whenever they have those sales in November. Then when you break that down, that only comes down to like $6 a month. Whereas if you get at like the normal price, it's like closer to $13 a month. I'm sure it would, like, a little bit, if like a bunch of players bought it in November around that time. They'd probably like sell it for a couple mil less to make some quick gold. Okay, so Core Village. That's still the best place to go? Yeah, 593. And how much longer is that warding candy gonna last? Like a little over 20 minutes? That's what's nice about doing commerce in Idia. Like if you have warding candy, you can just expand the mini-map and click anywhere on the mini-map and just travel. Can't really do that as much in Ulad because it's everything's kind of close together. I think the price for this stuff in core went up a little. It's worth $625 now. I think it was like 500 and something before. How much of that do they have? Nice. Let's do a rebirth really quick, and then we'll get some of that coracle rubber. Oh, so it looks like I want to take this to Vales. Is that right? Yeah, Vales, 348. Sure, I guess that'll work. I've been playing Mabinogi for about... How long has it been? It's been about 15 or 16 years. I think I first started playing Mabinogi when I was like 17 or 18, like in high school. It was whenever the Secrets of Aranid generation was new, because I remember that was like the login screen at the time. Yeah, there's a lot of good changes to Mabinogi these days. It's definitely a lot more friendly towards new players than it used to be. A lot of good updates to look forward to as well. Like, we're getting like 2 new Arcana talents this year. The guild update is like coming up. So all that. And they actually have Vale's vodka for once. How much of that do they have? I could take that to Philia for 514. I think we'll do that. I'll have to get more snow crystals though when I get back to the river. I think the big thing that really started bringing like a lot of players back is like the talk about Unreal. Like, ever since they first announced that during one of their fantasy parties, it seems to have brought back a lot of old players and brought in some new ones too, which is good. Okay, I'll need to get a couple of these ice crystals. Yeah, it's too soon to tell like how different some of the mechanics will be, but so far I think they're doing a good job keeping like the feeling of Mabinogi, like with the graphics. Like it still looks like Mabinogi. Let's go and put these crystals. Over here, and then I'll use that one for the bridge. But there'll be another update about their progress on Eternity at the next fantasy party on June 21st, so I'm looking forward to getting more new information about that update, see how much progress they've made since last time. The last update they gave was in like late November, and they were like working on Tara. Oh, and bandits are back, so I need to use that next sorting candy. There. Okay, let's sell this stuff here for 514. Oh nice, made 104k off that, that's not too bad. Oh, and I need to replace these clovers, they're expired. Let's go get new ones. At Portquilla. So this one will last like 15 days, and this one will last for 7 days. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point for today, so we'll wrap up the stream right around here, and we will be playing more Mabinogi tomorrow. The only thing I have left to do is claim that reward there.